and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And now, it's time!
And welcome everyone to the Circle of the Bay podcast, MMA episode and championship on the line podcast, MMA episode recap for UFC 270. We are live, coming to you on YouTube and Facebook, ladies and gentlemen. I am the moderator, not the host, because the host is right below me. The moderator here, the devious one. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it along. Before I do, we're going to introduce our other hosts, our other brothers, our familia, and that is, of course, the Modest of Pain. One half of Modest of Pain, as the other one is currently injured. I don't know, what did you do, Richard? What did you do? Wanted to know. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, I have the one and only Alex Mares from Championship on the Line. And of course, I have the coach of all coaches, that he brings the rage in the cage because he gives you that pain. The phenomenal one himself, Coach Rage, ladies and gentlemen, Black House Gym MMA and EYR. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to the host of this MMA show, the one and only, the director himself, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Kennan.
What a way to bring MMA into 2022. Wow. A lot of new talent, I think, is the big story coming out of this. A lot of up-and-comers breaking the top 15 out of nowhere. I don't specifically remember who, I can find out, but someone who was unranked or even didn't have a fight in the UFC came in and just took out a top 15 guy. So I can't wait to see what 2020 has in store. I appreciate you guys coming in. Was that Victor Henry?
That was Victor Henry. That was my boy. Yep.
Yeah. His first UFC fight takes out top 15 guy. I'm like,
yep.
Was it 2 weeks notice or some short
yeah,
notice?
something like that.
It was 2 weeks notice for the first fight, and then they had the whole false positive with the COVID.
Right.
So it got bumped back. But you know, it was a hey, you want a top 15 guy in 2 weeks notice? And he said, yeah.
Yeah.
Who would say no in their first fight? What's worse, you lose and you're still unranked, you know? I don't know. That's just my outlook.
We actually had Victor Henry on the pod, so very, very, very awesome guy.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Happy for him, man. Happy for him. He deserves it.
Cool. And
what was
go ahead. Sorry.
What was Barcelos? What was he ranked? Do we know?
I could bring everything up right now.
See, look at you, fancy boy.
If I could show you my screen right now, it's like 30 windows, and I have to like filter through all of them. Barcelos was what weight class was that at, Coach?
That's Bantam.
That is bantamweight. That is another word for chicken weight, not the lack of courage, but just literally means chicken for some reason. I don't know why.
Bantam means chicken.
Yeah.
Chickens fly weight.
Yeah, well then why flyweight chicken weight?
Kick around in straw.
I love in boxing. There's like pencil weight and atom weight and like chopstick weight and all this weird shit, like the 90 pounders.
30 heels
don't
approved.
really fly though, do they?
I don't see. It's only what day is it? It's Monday, right? So the rankings may not have been updated yet, but Barcelos isn't in the rankings right now. Assunção got that 15 spot.
I noticed there wasn't a number next to his name when they were putting the fight.
Yeah.
I was kind of
so. Either way, the guy's a threat for sure.
He was good.
Yeah. But I do have our Tapology picks.
He was also the biggest spread for the betting. Was Barcelos and versus Henry. Since I'm talking, I'm just going to keep talking.
Yeah, go for it, man. What am I going to do? Step up and be like,
Jack? I can't say his last name. Della
Madalena.
Yeah. Okay. So he looked like the best boxer that we've seen in a while because he just went out in one round, boop, boop, and his boxing is phenomenal. But Victor Henry's boxing was better because it was against a higher level opponent, and his defense and his slipping. Boxing, and I've been saying this for a while, is highly underrepresented in MMA, and it's one of the most important skill sets in MMA, and the new crop, the new breed coming up is displaying that. So I just wanted to shout out Victor Henry one more time, and also Jack, last name I cannot say.
De La Maddalena. It's
Maddalena.
yeah, that's it. I think it's a middle name. It might be Italian, you know. But yeah, Maddalena looked real good. It looked like it was a matter of time after the first couple of exchanges. Like, obviously, it may be too soon to compare him to people like Calvin Cater and, you know, Max Holloway, but
I don't think it is too soon. He's fucking phenomenal. He's phenomenal. Yeah.
From an untrained eye, his ability to slip and return.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. It reminded me a lot of it was a 6-second fight, but Korean Zombie versus Mark Hominick, where Hominick threw the wild punch.
Oh yeah.
Zombie slipped and countered, one punch KO.
That's a good memory there, sir.
Oh, this is all I have room for. I'd be good at MMA Jeopardy, but bad at life. Cool. So I do have everybody's picks pulled up, and it looks like everybody was able to get theirs in on time. Let me make sure. I've got Devious, I've got me, I've got Alex, and I've got Richard. And obviously, Coach will tell us why we were right or why we were wrong, like he did last week with the results.
I think the results will tell us why you were right or why you were wrong.
Yeah.
I just talk shit. I don't know.
Cool. So, who are we missing again? Is it Alex or is it Richard?
Really? Disrespect the 5-time former champion, really?
That's true. So I will start with
Put respect on my name, man.
Sorry.
You're apologizing for Chris's bullshit.
Two times.
That is a good moderator right there.
Thank you.
I'm definitely not current. Am I current?
No,
right here, baby.
Boom,
baby.
We'll start with the champ.
No one even noticed because it wasn't any big deal.
I know, right? No.
Wow.
He's got it 2 or 3 times, so I'm cool with that. That's fine.
2 time.
All right. So Ivan, the first fight of the night was Michael Morales versus Trevin Giles, and you had Morales by decision, and it was a first round KO, but the winner was the same. Either way, Michael Morales got that finish over Trevin Giles, which I remember that being like a comeback in a way, right? Like Trevin Giles had him, on death's door a little bit, and then Morales returned fire. Talk about that fight.
Honestly, I can't talk too much of it because I only seen the highlights of it, but all I can say is I just by watching it, overall was great. It was great to see, it was a comeback, I can tell you that. I didn't expect that knockout, to be honest. I thought it was going to go decision. I was expecting more out of Trevin, but unfortunately he got caught. And it was a done deal. So, kudos to Michael Morales. Let's see what's next, for him.
Cool. Yeah, it was. Trevin Giles, I think, got his start on the Contender Series. I think
both of them did.
Both of them did. Okay, cool. So yeah, I remember Trevin Giles being, in the books for the next big thing. So hopefully, that's his second KO finish in within a year. So hopefully, the third is a better result for him for sure. Next fight of the night was, I got pages pulled up here. Saeed Nurmagomedov versus Cody Stamann. I don't know how many of us picked how quick that was going to go down, but we all kind of had a similar result. Saeed had that guillotine choke in less than a minute. I love quick submissions. Talk about that one.
Man, what is there to talk about? The man is proven.
We've already spent more time talking about that fight than the fight itself.
The man is proving himself already, man. The man is dangerous, man. I can't. It's wow. I expected for him to go ahead and submit him, but wow, I didn't expect that quick. I was just like, that's it. I was like, what? You know what? I just gotta give him I give him credit, man. This guy, he's scary. He's a scary guy. He's been ever since that loss that was. It's a rebound loss. After losing to Barcelos, right now he's.
That was 2 fights ago. Still.
Who did he lose to?
He lost to Barcelos 2 fights ago. So in
2
December
fights ago.
2019, yeah, he has 1 win since, and then the Cody fight.
Who did he lose to?
Barcelos.
And who did Barcelos just lose to?
Your boy. So
Your boy.
Thank you. I just we're gonna be doing this all night. Every chance that I get.
So
Gotta remind you how awesome Victor Henry is.
MMA math, as it were, means that Barcelos beat Saeed, Victor Henry beat
Exactly.
Barcelos. So
Except didn't Saeed go up a weight class?
this would have been at
No, this was at bantamweight.
the bantamweight.
Bantamweight.
Yeah, he got performance of the night, and I think he
Yes.
might have done his walking papers off of that one, unfortunately. But I mean, Saeed's probably. I have the rankings pulled up. Let's see. He should be ranked. He's not. Yeah,
he's got to put a little more work in before he can.
Yeah,
Especially in bantamweight.
Yeah, we got two unranked fighters. I mean, Saeed's on the main card, fourth fight in, and Victor Henry just made an impressive debut. Let's sign those papers.
Definitely. Hell yeah.
That'd be a good fight.
Absolutely. All right. Michel Pereira versus Andre Fialo. Michel, holy shit, got the decision win on that one.
Yeah.
Tell us why you think you were
Man.
you actually had him by KO round 3. So you're one of the few that picked Pereira by winning. Talk about that one.
Oh man, it was a great fight. Jesus. I really thought Michelle was gonna knock him out. Andre put up a hell of a fight. Just those first 2 rounds. Oh, I gotta give it to him. And then that attempting, and then I see with the attempting knee, with the jumping high knee strike, and it was, and that roll over with the leg kick. I was like, what? What is
the thunder kick?
The thunder kick. I was like, wow.
Funny story about that move is that it actually works in an MMA. Few, only maybe Coach may know about this, but Brian Ebersol is the only person in modern MMA to get a win by KO with that finish, the front flip heel kick. And it was such a devastating maneuver that whatever commission was enforcing that particular fight had to review it and make sure that fight wasn't rigged because it looked so fake.
Yeah.
But you can get KOs with that rolling thunder kick. It's real.
Oh, yeah.
It's a wild move. And I've seen Pereira throw that thing at least 15 times every fight.
Oh, man.
But he ended up getting that decision. What do you think that was attributed to?
You know what? He had the more striking abilities. How I feel about it, honestly, I think Michelle had put more damage to him. Like if when they put up the analytics of how many punches he thrown, he landed compared to what Andre threw and what he landed, man. I was in the beginning. I'm like the first round. Okay, looks like evened out, but of course Michelle, kudos to him, and he did throw the most of the punches. He did the most damage. But I think that this fight was really incredible. I actually enjoyed it. It was really exciting, to be honest. I was really like edge of my seat because I'm like, whoa, it could have gone either way, but it was, like I said, kudos for Michelle for now. Great win. Definitely unanimous for sure. I agree with the decision. So
yeah, there was only one fight of the night, but it wasn't that one. But I wouldn't have been mad if they handed out 2 of those because I know they've handed upwards of 5 fight of the nights before, and I could name that card off the top of my head. So don't try me. Next fight, co-main event for the flyweight title. Davison Figueiredo retains versus Baby Assassin or Assassin Baby. I don't know. Does he kill children or is he a children that kills people? Brandon Moreno. It was so close that I'm not offended by either judge decision. I know a lot of people probably see it one way or the other. How did you see that actually go down, Ivan?
This fight was wow, man. I mean, it's a tough one. One thing I was disappointed in Moreno was like you put your guard down for a minute, and he shouldn't have done that. He got too cocky, and I get it. You're the champ. You're walking in as a champion. You're being cocky. You were being cocky in the weigh-ins as well. Honestly, there's no need for that. I mean, but I get it. We kind of need that. That's little spice in the MMA world. But think about it. This is a man that you lost to before, and now you lost again. So definitely, I mean, this
what
is
was
going
that
to be.
sentence? Who lost to who before?
I'm saying
too cocky.
Yes, Moreno was too cocky.
And he had lost.
I think it was the other way around. I think it was
Figueiredo Moreno had lost to Figueiredo before.
No. I'm
Okay.
saying that but I'm saying is that I wouldn't be cocky if I was him. And like I just felt that by watching in the weigh-ins, and then his performance was great. I'm not knocking his performance. Moreno's, he did a fantastic job, and so did Figueiredo. And this fight could have gone either way. It could have even gone a draw, to be honest with you.
God
it
damn.
could have gone to a draw.
Imagine
And
the first time in UFC history, two fighters have two draws against each other.
It could have happened. This could have been a
It
draw.
would be. The
Honestly.
only other time that in modern MMA would have been Demetrius Johnson versus Ian McCall for the inaugural flyweight title. The only time that we've had draws recently in title fights, I think, are those two fights. Oh wait, no. The first time with the Stephen Wonderboy Thompson fight, that was a draw.
Yeah. That I do remember. So I mean, it's gonna be a forced fight. It's gonna happen. I mean, there's nobody else in that weight class. That's just my opinion. I feel. But no matter what, this has to be another fight. There has to be another rematch automatically, and I think this time we'll see. Overall after that. I mean,
especially in Mexico City.
Right there.
I like that, by the way.
Love that.
I love that when he called about I'll fight you in your home country in Mexico City. Why the hell not? I would do it because
Figgy, his endurance is not good, and being at that altitude is not going to help him. That's why not. But I want it to happen. I want to see that fight. Sorry to interrupt.
No worries. Yeah. But yeah, it was definitely, that was a fight of the night. I liked it. It was just like, it could have gone either way, honestly. But
yeah, I wouldn't have been mad at any one of the outcomes. Like you said, the draw didn't cross my mind until you brought it up. Just because I hate draws so much. But yeah, that would have been a wild story right there for sure.
Yeah.
And then on to our main event of the night. Actually, real quick, you have Moreno by decision on that one. So
yeah, I lost that one.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of us had a very similar.
That's why I chose decision for a reason, because I'm like, but I had to go with more Latino, man. I gotta go with Moreno. Simone said,
yeah. And main event of the night. I mean, you had Ngannou by submission round 2, and hindsight's 2020. That doesn't sound. You and Coach don't sound that crazy as far as like that fight ending on the ground. So, I mean, you had the right winner, wrong method. Talk about what happened in that. In my opinion, coming out party for Francis. I mean, Czech Congo 2.0.
Man, scary moments for Ngannou. For me, because he was gassed out. I think by the third round he was already done. I think he was gassed out, and it was really. I didn't expect this to be on the ground overall. These 5 rounds, did not expect that at all. There was a couple hits here and there from each other, but did not expect Ngannou to actually even had gotten it on the ground. And I questioned, did he feel like, oh shit, I think maybe one of the hits got to me. I need to grab this guy in the ground, maybe. Maybe that was his mentality there. And, the side of the subject from that, too, which I was reading the reports, too, as well, and I'm pretty sure all of you guys know about this, but I'm going to bring it up since we're talking about the main event, is, right now, with this controversial upcoming lawsuit, from Dana White to Ngannou, he served him, threatening him as a lawsuit around in the afternoon before the fight even began. I've been thinking that you're going to get into his head and, okay, I'm going to discourage him. He's going to feel mentally not there, and he's going to lose the fight. So, for me, that was a bitch-sided move of Dana White. I have to say it. Because you can't do that. You're busting a Vince McMahon here. I don't want to talk about professional wrestling, but
he's pulling a Tito Ortiz. Basically.
Well, yeah, that too.
Very reminiscent of what Dana and Tito went through.
Yes.
I'd never want to see that again between anybody.
And this looks bad I'm telling you, it looks bad on Dana White. He was even present for the post-press conference at all. Did not show his face.
Did he put the belt around him? I don't remember.
What do you mean?
No, he didn't.
No.
It's tradition that Dana White, unless,
he didn't do it. He sent I forgot who he sent someone up there. Yeah, I think Cooper did it. Yeah. He said Cooper to do it because he didn't want to do it because
he said he had an emergency, okay? A family emergency.
I don't believe that. That's bullshit, and we all know that's bullshit.
I don't believe that either.
You're trying to threaten the guy at 3 p.m. before his fucking fight. You're trying to make sure he's mentally not there so he can lose. Like, you're trying to purposely have him to lose to Gane. It's pathetic, in my opinion. It's really pathetic, and this looks bad on his side, and it's really questionable now with this, what's going on with the heavyweight division now, because, I mean, understanding that Ngannou still has 3 more matches in his contract clause. Even though he's an independent contractor now because his contract is over, but he still has, as a champion, you have the 3-match clause defending your title. So technically, you're still you're under contract with UFC. Just to give the people why we're discussing, because he's suing them. Dana White, the UFC suing Ngannou, threatened to sue him, which I think is going to happen because he's taking the fight with Tyson Fury because of this.
Oh, I heard something completely different. Oh shit! I heard that he just was texting Jake Paul about
no.
about
it was actually Tyson Fury is the one.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
Tyson Fury was the one that because the Twitter blasting each other, and that's how it all began with them. And
is Jake Paul's company putting on the fight? Is that maybe what it was? Yeah, that's what it is. Francis Ngannou reveals UFC threatened to sue for alleged talks with Jake Paul's business partner. Okay, so I was half in the shadows on that one.
Yeah, so I mean, we have to wait to see what's the future of the heavyweight now. I mean, I don't know who else could Dana try to throw at Ngannou. If he just, and I'm hoping that they squash that beef and move on because Ngannou's a prize fighter. The buy rates are there from him, and he didn't feel that way for Miocic, but I feel like with Ngannou he should feel that way. But now with this situation, I don't know what's gonna happen. Who's gonna be his next guy.
Jones.
We'll get Coach to put his foot on the gas pedal, but I heard they're trying to accelerate the Jones Miocic for a vacant title. I heard that they're in the car seat of that fucking truck.
That's what I heard. That they should have
intended.
But the final brawl was, for me, it was okay, but did not expect Ngannou to take it all the way to the ground in 5 rounds and get him gassed out. Gotta did as much as an incredible job. Even close call, like getting him the leg submission, or the knee bar or the ankle, the ankle lock close by. So I got to give it a Garnet for giving the effort for it. Should there be a rematch? I feel there should be. I mean, Garnet deserves a rematch. I think, and at this time, I think they could be better prepared, and hopefully, Ngannou should not be gassed out anymore. but that the fight was great. Was it the best? It wasn't. But nobody expected this to be on the ground anyways. Everybody thought it was to be a stand up fighting. So we got you pay what you get.
Cool. So with that pick, you got on the whole card 7 of 10 winners, 2 perfect with a total score of 400. You are currently in the lead.
Right now.
Up next, let's go with Alex since he's here and we love him very much, equally as much as his brother, who we miss dearly. First fight of the night was obviously Michael Moreno.
We like you better than your brother.
Whatever's wrong with, I wish him well. Obviously, we're just teasing. He's one of the familia, so if we can't pick on him, who can we pick on? You had Trevin Giles by decision. It didn't go that way. It was Morales with that KO. Talk about how that fight, literally, a story of 2 fights within like a single round, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy too because this was Giles' welterweight debut, and he fought in light heavyweight, and then fought middleweight, and then fought now making his debut in welterweight.
It's like the opposite of Anthony Johnson.
Yeah,
I just realized that.
Yeah,
so he's kind of just like 2 ships in the night. He just flipped.
Pretty much. Yeah, I mean, I just thought experience was gonna, be the factor in this fight. But man, I mean, he almost had it. I mean, at one point he was gonna stop Morales, and Morales, fought back and got the win. I mean, I'm excited for Morales because I think he's very just beating a veteran like Giles. I'm just excited to see what's gonna happen next with Morales.
Yeah.
And this was his debut, right? Morales is UFC debut, or he fought a few times?
Second fight.
Second fight? Oh, okay then.
Second fight? Or he did the Contender Series, and this might have been his UFC debut.
Yeah, because I mean, that's technically not an exhibition fight, and it's in the UFC, but it's not considered a UFC fight, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get you. Next fight of the night: Saeed Nurmagomedov versus Cody Stamann. Quick choke right there. Does Stamann get them walking papers, or what's up?
I don't know. I mean, you lose by that, 47 seconds in the first round. This is his 3rd loss in a row. I mean, and it's not like he's losing to, low guys. I mean, he lost to Jimmy Rivera and then Marab. I can't say his last name, but yeah, lost to him and then
Illy?
Yeah.
Sorry, I listen to a lot of the Unfiltered podcast with Matt Serra, so I hear him yelling that name all the time.
Oh, he trains with him, right? That's
right.
Matt's
boy right there. That's like his number 1 student right now. That Jermaine and isn't really doing much. And fuck you, boo me. La Quinta is sorry.
I thought you were talking about Look Boomy. The
No.
Thai
We
chick.
put his Godfather impression.
Fuck you, Boomy.
Yeah,
Okay.
Goodfellas.
That's her brother. Sorry.
Nice. But yeah, I mean, quick work. Nurmagomedov living up to the name for sure in that fight. I don't think Khabib had fights that quick in
No,
UFC.
I don't think so.
Even his KO of Thiago Tavares back at the Chael Sonnen Anderson Silva 2 fight, that was like second round KO.
And Stamin's tough too. So the fact that to finish him out in the first round,
nobody's doubting that for sure.
Yeah, man.
Cool. And the next fight is Michel Pereira versus Andre Fialo. You had it KO round 1 for Pereira. It went to decision to Pereira, so same winner, different result. Talk about that one.
Yeah, it was in the first round, man. Fialo looked great. I mean, putting the pressure, looking really good. It's just I think got to the point where I think he got tired. And there's even times where, like in the second and third round, he closed the distance because obviously Pereira has very dangerous kicks, uses it very well, and he closed the distance to eliminate that. But he just didn't throw. I mean, he was just standing there. It was just like, oh my God, he could win this fight. Just throw, and just didn't do it. And just gave time for Pereira to land some good punches and steal the round. And that's pretty much what happened. And I mean, Fialo was very tough, very very tough, and he looked good in the first round. Just couldn't do it throughout the fight. But good one for Pereira too, because it took him out of deep waters, and Pereira looked pretty good and got the win.
Yeah, and Pereira was able to still do all the spinning shit.
Yeah,
in the deep water. The deeper the waters, the crazier the spins got. It was very not what you think. But I think
especially the third round too, like throwing all those kicks, like how's he have the energy to throw that?
Yeah, the jumping knee too. Like, like what?
There were at least 2 of the Superman punches off the cage. Like, yeah, I think his confidence, obviously, what you need to have to be able to even try moves like that, was just skyrocketing each time he landed something in that fight for sure. And it paid off, definitely. Mm-hmm. Co-main event of the night, Deiveson Figueiredo, Brandon Moreno. You had Moreno submission round 3, very similar to their last fight. Not what happened. Decision for Figueiredo. He regains the flyweight title and is the first ever, I believe, two-time flyweight champion. That sounds about correct. Yeah. I don't think I need to fact check that one.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good fight. I actually had it a draw.
I'm the only one who didn't have it a draw. Which now, like in retrospect, I could have, and it's not unrealistic. So yeah,
it was just so close, honestly.
Yeah,
I mean, it was super close. I mean, it was just there was rounds of like one way Moreno was winning and Figueiredo was winning. And it's like, oh wait, who won that round? So it was just crazy good. But I mean, I'm excited for the fourth one. I mean, it's just I don't know.
Let it happen in Mexico City, damn it. Let it happen in Mexico City. Let it happen.
It's going to be the first 4-time rematch in UFC history. I would even guess in MMA history as far as like major promotions go. I can't think of anything even dating back to Pride. Yeah, I mean, there's no 4-time fights in Pride that I can think of at all. Yeah, and my knowledge of Pride is probably just as good, unfortunately.
Did you guys, question real quick, do you guys think with Figueiredo training Cejudo, you think it really helped him with this fight? Or you think it was just,
I mean, what did you see out of Figueiredo that was different because of the triple C factor?
He defended the takedowns.
Well, yeah, I saw
patience. Take him down, yeah.
I saw patience and aggression when needed to be there.
Yeah, that's true.
He had better takedowns. He had better takedown defense, wrestling.
Yeah.
And I'll talk about it when it's my turn to talk about it. But Cejudo's a shit corner. They were giving the wrong advice, but he was listening to his corner.
I can't stand is whoever the fuck this guy is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I respect whatever it is he does. I just don't like.
He's a wrestling coach.
Okay.
I've met him a couple times actually. I don't fucking remember his name.
Eric.
And I really don't. I don't care for him very much either. So
he just seems very Don King for a 5'5" Brazilian.
nice. Yeah.
But I mean, obviously he can kick my ass. So what do I know? I just think he always comes off as douchey as far as like his persona goes.
They're the cringe corner. Like I was talking to my
is the champion of cringe. Basically.
Yeah, I was talking to my fighters, and I was like, man, I think Cejudo is just overrated. And their response was, only by him. No one else gives a fuck. They're a bunch of goofballs. So okay, all right. Like Cejudo overrates himself. No one else cares.
Right. Yeah.
I took away from your.
No, it's all good. No, it's all good. And then, so now we're on to the main event. You had gone by KO round 2.
Yeah.
We got that Ngannou decision. Again, a very unpredictable fight. Very much so.
Yeah. I mean, especially like going to the 5th round, I had a 2-2. So going to the 5th round, I mean, Gon, at the beginning of the round, Gon goes on top, gets in top position, and then somebody gets freaking turned over. I mean, it's just he lost position being on top, and then that's what cost him the round. And then the guy just stayed on top. It was just frustrating to see because God pretty much had it. If he would have stayed on top, and that's what the question is, where does the grappling come in? And it just shows that his grappling wasn't good enough, especially with Ngannou too, because Ngannou doesn't really, let's be honest, his grappling is not the best either. But the fact that Ngannou took him down and just stood on top just shows Gon still has a lot more to learn, and I think he'll get better in the future. I don't think Gon gets a rematch. I think Gon will fight somebody else, and he'll probably get a win, and then he'll probably put him back in title contention. But yeah, I mean, it's for a guy who's only been doing this for 3 years, and fighting for the championship. I mean, he'll get better. I mean, it's a learning experience for him. He'll get better, and I'm excited for that. And then for Ngannou, we don't know. I mean, if he fights Fury, good luck with that.
Yeah, fucking Christ.
Good luck with that.
Fury is like Ngannou with essentially the Undertaker's gas tank. It doesn't make any sense how that guy can go to like round 8 after being dropped and still have the power and endurance to win and KO guys like Wilder and so I don't think that's going to end well for Ngannou unless he takes like 17 months to just do pure boxing.
Yeah,
and get that.
But I don't think it'll be
dexterity.
Yeah.
But coach thinks it might take longer. I agree with him. Whatever coach says, I agree with for sure. Cool. So with that being said, you have a total score of let's see how many you got right. You got 5 out of 11 correct, 1 perfect. Total score of 275, putting you number 2 by a long shot right now, which is really funny. Did you and your brother make the same picks? Because I'll get him out of the way right now, because he also had 5 of 11.
Yeah.
275 points. I think you had different picks. Yeah, you had different picks, but you had the same.
They were cheating off each other's. They were cheating off each other's homework.
But judging up made it different. But they got the same exact score, so you guys are tied at 275 apiece, which is awesome.
How did you get 400, Ivan? Who are you paying? Who are you paying to do?
I didn't pay nobody, man. I know how to do my picks, damn it.
Who are you paying?
I know.
Give me a name. I want a name now.
His name is Chris Kennedy.
No, it's Yanni the Greek.
Yeah.
Goddamn, I love Yanni. So Richard's picks were he had Morales by decision, Nurmagomedov by decision, Fialo by TKO round 2, Figueiredo by KO round 3, and Ngannou by KO round 2. So you had like the prelims mostly correct, and he had the main event mostly correct.
Yeah.
Cool. Now it is on to moi, which is French for me. Where did my picks go? I had them. Oh no.
I had them.
They'll be easy. They're just right here. So I am starting to think I overanalyze things. I'm starting to think, because I'll pay attention to the weigh-ins, the embeddeds, the press fight conferences. I'll look at the numbers. I'll go to Sherdog. I'll look at their record. I'll look at the odds on Tapology. And I still get more wrong than I would for someone who does as much homework as I do. So I might have to start freeballing this shit and go back to just instincts instead of trying to do MMA math.
Go with your heart, not with your mind.
Yeah, for real. I had Morales KO round 2. So very close, correct finish, correct winner, wrong round. I thought that pick was out the window within 2 minutes or less. I thought Giles was going to capitalize and finish. I think he allowed Morales to get some breathing room to recover. I think he was chasing him up against the fence, and I think Morales pulled a garbrandt and just countered with his back up against the fence. I think that's a blurry memory, but I think that's what happened. And Morales got the win, and yeah, wild fight. A fight that I would love to just rewatch. It's one of those like that can go on the January highlight KOs of the year already. Like just put that in there for January's best KOs. Good fight. It definitely elevates Morales' name. You never want to be put in a position where you're considered tough, but that is what that is. That is a tough guy right there. I had Saeed Nurmagomedov by decision, mostly because that's the way he wins a lot of his fights. You're not paid by the hour, so he wanted to get in and get out and live up to the family name. He got that done. Yeah, Victor Henry should be next. Put them on the main event of a fight night.
I would love to see that.
Just do it. They run 5 fight nights a month. There's plenty of time. Just do that fight. Fialo versus Michel Pereira.
And I would pick Victor Henry over.
Oh, you would?
I would.
That's surprising.
We have not seen Victor Henry's catch wrestling,
and that is we haven't seen the best
in the world.
Yep.
Sorry.
That's good news. I'm gonna keep an eye on for sure. Michel Pereira versus Fialo. I had Fialo by KO round 1 because I thought he was gonna be patient, counter the flashy shit, maybe get a left hook off a flying knee or something, very similar to how Emelianenko knocked out Andrei Arlovsky way back in Affliction. That's a little before your time, Alex.
I still have some shirts.
No, we're good. Thank you. The fight was playing out the way that I think a lot of us thought in that first round was that Fialo's patience was going to be the key. And I think somewhere either at the end of round 1 or the beginning of round 2, he just started getting tagged a little bit. And the rest of the fight, he looked like a deer in headlights. It was like someone had unplugged his controller and the brother was picked it up and was just spamming all of the cool Street Fighter moves. That's just exactly what it looked like.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah. You could see it in his eyes, at least from, again, unexperienced fighter's perspective. He just didn't know what to do. He was freezing. And by the time he's thinking about what to do, there's like a 360 tornado kick coming his way and landing. And each time Pereira landed, he was like, oh, that was cool. Let me do something cooler next time. And it got him all the way to the decision. This is the fight I wanted to see from Pereira. No idea what's next, but I don't think he's ever going to change his style. I think he's just going to get better at it. And we're going to see like 450 swanton bomb leg kicks coming up. It's the future is just a highlight reel waiting to happen for this guy.
Yeah.
Co-main event of the night, I had Brandon Moreno by decision because that's what I wanted to see. One of the funnier lines of the night, I don't know if Joe Rogan was meant to be ironic, but he had said, wow, there's a lot of –
Brandon.
Oh, that was funny too. That was hilarious. Because you can't help but like, yeah, that's the thing right now. But Rogan had said something like, wow, I'm surprised to see so many Mexican flags in Anaheim. Joe Rogan, have you been to Anaheim? That's my hometown. It's a bit of a culture there, brother. So, like,
come on, man. It's the OC, baby. It's
Anaheim, my man, you know? As far as I'm going to definitely, because I did watch all the press conferences leading up to this fight, I am going to hard disagree with Ivan about Moreno being too cocky. He was very reserved at the press conference.
Yeah, I agree with
letting Figueiredo do the Connor shit. Showed up in the fur coat, was talking mad shit, calling him crazy.
You flipped him off too.
Little bitch, all this. That was all out of the Figueiredo camp. Moreno was just quiet and kind of laughing it off a little bit. At the weigh-ins, he was quiet. He didn't really – I mean, I think Figueiredo even threw like a fake kick at the face-off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then him going this and then bowing down and just like laughing at him was like, that's what I mean by the cockiness. That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, he was responding to a guy who had been an asshole the entire week, which we had never seen that.
If I understood Ivan right, he was also talking about during the fight, Brandon would drop his hands and do some cocky things that were.
Which I am going to, that is the one point I'm going to agree with, where he, there between both of them, there was a whole lot of like hands came low and it was like a lot of this or a lot of this, all that shit. But that was coming out of both of them.
Both of them, yeah.
It was when both of them were getting tagged. And obviously, when you smile or mock your opponent during a fight just because you got hurt is usually the case, I believe. So there was too much of that for me to be comfortable with Moreno. I can't remember what rounds I would have given Moreno. It was so close. I mean, we saw how Moreno won the first time with the ground game. And as soon as it got to the ground, Figueiredo did a great job of getting out of the position that lost in the last fight. And that was where I was like, oh, okay, well, this isn't going to be the same fight, which is fantastic because it takes a lot more for the loser to learn how to win than the winner to retain, you know. So a draw probably would have been a great result. Either way, that would have led to a fourth fight, and it did hopefully lead to that fourth fight in Mexico City. I would love to see that. You could put so many fighters on that card. Mexico can blow up. They tried doing that with Sea Level Kane and Fabricio Verdun. Kind of backfired because one of them actually trained at altitude for 2 weeks instead of showing up the day of. But we have a lot of fighters. I mean, you could put Yaya Rodriguez in that. You could put Irene Aldana. You could put Suarez, the other lady that trains with Carla
Esparza.
Nope. She trains at Los Lobos with Irene Aldana. She lost her debut to Felice Herrig. I've seen her fight in Invicta a bunch of times.
Oh, you're talking about yeah.
Oh my God, I know it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Don't like to it. Yeah.
Oh God, damn it. Where is it at?
Oh.
Alexa Grasso.
Grasso, yeah.
Yeah, Grasso. You can put
Oh,
Grasso
yeah.
So there are enough Mexican fighters to at least have at least one of every fight be a Mexican fighter on, you know, in one of the corners. They do that in Brazil all the time, or at least back before pandemic when they could fight them. But it was always Brazil versus the world. Now let's have Mexico be the next big thing because they deserve it for sure. Moreno will not be set back in this. He's young. He always comes back after a loss. It's not going to get much worse than getting cut and then going on to win the LFA title and then winning the UFC title. So I think he's got the resilience to come back, and we'll see if he regains that title and they just pass that thing back and forth, or if Davidson cements himself as one of the GOATs in the division. It's a matter of time. I just want to see them book that fight. Main event of the night. I had the classic Ngannou KO round one. This was a weird fight, man. I compared it to Congo. Chikongo, after he lost to Frank Mir and Cain Velasquez, Joe Rogan, they said on commentary, someone needs to steal that guy and get him out of the kickboxing gym and put him into a wrestling ring for 18 months. And he came back, and Chikongo became one of the oddly enough greatest wrestlers in the heavyweight division during his era. It was very similar to what GSP had done, where he had no wrestling experience and just only trained wrestling and became one of the best wrestlers in MMA. I don't know if that's exactly what Ngannou did, or if that was everything he had already known without specifically training for that game plan. What I noticed was weird was that Ngannou looked super gassed on the feet, could barely get his hands up, could barely throw a punch. And you would think that if you're gassed on your feet and can't throw punches, that the wrestling game would be even harder to accomplish. But he was picking up that 260-pound man up over his head and dropping him like he's Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. When they went down to that first takedown, I thought it broke either the ring or Gon's spine. It was elevation and flat. It was like a rampage slam. And he was able to consistently do that. He had like a waist lock takedown. He was able to get out of that, which very nervous. That 50-50 position where Gon has one by heel hook, and he had that heel hook. It was pretty tight.
Yeah.
Wasn't tight enough to finish, and I was worried that Ngannou didn't know the threat or didn't know how quickly the pain would come, because an ACL tear can just – I mean, you think you're fine, and next thing you're out of the business for the rest of your life. Weird, wild fight. I was cheering the whole time for Ngannou. He out-wrestled the guy who on paper had better wrestling and had more submission wins in MMA. Ngannou had a few. Gon had more. Man. I don't know what's next for Ngannou, man. I hope they resolve their contract issue. I don't know what's next, man. I heard rumors about the vacant title, Miocic and Jones. That would have to be in the summer fight. That'd have to be like the fight week in July or something, if that's even going to be possible. That's pretty much what I got. I also got 5 out of 11 correct, 1 perfect. I had a final score of Had it and then I lost it. Where did it go? Something. I think I was like third place. Let me find out. 290. So it goes Ivan currently now. Congratulations, you are the champion.
And still,
I'm at number 2 at 290, and the Martyrs are paying both tied at 275. So that is a draw on your
Who are
end.
you paying, Ivan?
nobody.
Huh?
Where's my belt at? Damn it! Let me get my belt.
I think you actually have a belt.
There it is.
There we go.
There we go.
Good. Love that HBK title, man. That feels WrestleMania 14 style. Right?
Feels good, you know, being still being a champ.
I wanted a commission investigation on Ivan because I think.
Go ahead, throw me the athletic commission. I don't give a fuck. It ain't gonna happen. I'm still champ.
The golden
check
finish,
his bank account receipts that maybe he paid somebody to do his picks.
Wasn't me because my picks would have been higher. That's
Yeah, no, I was gonna say.
Cool. So now we are on to the man with the plan, the only guy that makes Gene LaBelle jealous, Coach Rage Ing. Let's talk about that main card, Michael Morales versus Trevin Giles.
Okay, actually, I'm going to go all the way back to the early prelims.
Talk about it. 'Cause,
yeah.
You love that Demopolis fight. I know that. I know you love that fight.
We'll talk about that next. So Kay Hansen made her debut at flyweight, where she had been reasonably successful at strawweight. And the backstory here is that she had an eating disorder, and she spent a whole bunch of time at the UFC PI at the Performance Institute, working with professionals, finding out what a healthy weight is for her. Here's the rub. Sport is not always healthy. And it's unfortunate that what's healthy for her is the wrong weight class for the sport. She is not tall enough to fight at 125. And that just became glaringly obvious in this fight. Now, her opponent, Jazz, tough chick, but she had the reach advantage, she had the height advantage, and she was so much stronger. And Kay is a good grappler, and just because of the strength differential and the reach, Kay just wasn't even in the fight.
Oh my God, 5'3". Sorry to interrupt. I just read the height difference. It's 5'3" on Kay Hansen versus 5'7" on Jasmine Jusadivicius.
Yep.
And I want to bring up that reach real quick too on Kay.
Yeah.
Pardon me. Let's see here. Where is the Tapology page? So Jasmine had a reach of 58 inches. Oh, okay. Well, Kay Hansen has a reach of 63, even though she's 5 inches shorter, but a longer reach.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But that the height and the strength, she just couldn't. And it's unfortunate, but this is a rough sport. What can I tell you?
So are you saying that Kay should go even further down in weight class for her body size?
Well, so she was successful at the weight class below,
Right.
but then because of emotional and psychological eating disorder, she spent some time with nutrition experts, and they said, the healthiest weight class is 125.
Right.
So it's a fucked up situation where, but we punch and kick each other in the fucking head. This is not a wise thing to do in regards to sport. It sucks. It sucks. It's a brutal sport, psychologically, physically, emotionally, and the brutality manifests in many different ways. And there's really, I don't see a solution here. And it saddens me because I really like Kay. I think she's awesome. The next fight, Vanessa Demopoulos and Silviana Juarez. So I know Vanessa. Vanessa was a teammate of mine for several years. And her style was always take damage and pull out the Hail Mary. And she literally got knocked out.
She was unconscious on the way down for sure.
Yeah. She got knocked out. And her opponent made the mistake of rushing in. And then when Vanessa woke up, she had the overhook and had full guard and was like, wait a second, I know what to do here. I'm a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. Wow. And when she beat, I can't remember her name, but she fought someone to win the belt in LFA. And it was Sam somebody or other. And she was getting her ass beat for
Sam Hughes,
Sam Hughes, yeah. And then she just pulled out this Hail Mary inverted triangle that
in round 4 too. Yeah.
So anyway, wide, crazy personality. I don't know if you saw the interview with Joe Rogan. Just all kinds of charm and personality there. But she's going to have a very short-lived career if she doesn't change, and history shows she's not changing. So enjoy it while it lasts. Let's see. Then we already talked about Jack Della Maddalena and Victor Henry and how phenomenal both of them looked. And now we can get onto the main card.
Go for it.
Okay, here we go. So we got Michael Morales and Trevin Giles. Now, originally, this was not supposed to be the first fight on the main card, right?
Yeah, I feel like something switched. It just happened.
Vieira.
Yeah.
Rodolfo Vieira, right? Was supposed to fight.
Adolfo Vieira.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Right.
Pulled out. Yeah.
And
Pulled out last minute.
I didn't even think about that until right now.
Yeah, he pulled out for undisclosed reasons. Okay. So, well, expect a suspension to follow. Is usually what that language means.
Ooh, man.
Yeah, and expect if Ngannou does not fall in line, expect a suspension to follow soon. USADA is a weapon that Dana is not afraid to use. I'm not going to say much more about that. Okay. So
no tin cap theories here. Yeah.
No, just experience. Okay. Next is. Oh no! Did I talk about Michael Morales and Trevin? No, I didn't talk about that at all. Michael Morales, saw him on the Contender Series. This kid has talent, and he's got a great background in wrestling. But his striking is so good, you don't know that he has the talent in wrestling. This kid's going to be something. He's going to be significant. Oh yeah, yeah. And the other thing I really like about him is when he gets in the cage, he looks like he just woke up from a nap. You know, kind of like the Fedor face, like, oh, okay.
This again? Yeah.
Yeah. All right. But not much to say about the fight. I think Morales looked phenomenal. I think he's someone to keep an eye on. I think he's going to be something pretty special.
Oh god, the guy's undefeated. Almost all finishes by KOs. Beautiful.
Yeah. Cody Stamen, I love him, but usually you get two losses in a row, you get cut. This is his third loss. Now, Saeed, Cody did the right thing, and he pressured Saeed, but he made a technical error when he grabbed that single leg. His head was too low. His head was out of position. Saeed locked up the guillotine. When you shoot or grab or shoot a single leg in MMA, there is one place your head goes. Only one. And you see where my logo... Nope.
Oh,
where my logo is? My logo, the Engage Your Rage, the IRE logo. Everyone see that? So it goes right there, and it's like you have cow horns, and you take one horn and stab it right there. That's it. And there's a proper way of grabbing your hands, which about 75% of fighters do it wrong. And there's a couple different executions. Anyway, so Cody's head was too low. Saeed started locking up the guillotine, and Cody fought for the single leg. But as soon as that threat is there, you got to abandon, pivot out, reshoot, or start striking. So he made a technical error, and that's why it was so fast. But he had the right game plan in applying pressure quickly to Saeed. He just made a technical error. Saeed capitalized on it. And I would like to see Victor Henry versus Saeed. I think that's
yes.
You have to give the people what they want.
That's right. Give me what I want.
And as I said before, Victor Henry is one of the best catch wrestlers on the planet right now. And for anyone watching, if you're not familiar with catch wrestling, it's like the bastard child of Greco-Roman wrestling, collegiate wrestling, Sambo, and jiu-jitsu. If jiu-jitsu is without the pajamas and has a bad attitude. So
good way to put it. I love that. Awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, love to see that fight. So let's make sure that Dana and his matchmakers get a hold of it.
Hashtag Victor Henry and Saeed, please. On Twitter, on Facebook, everywhere.
I'm already working on it.
Okay, next fight is Michel Pereira. Is that how you say his name?
That is correct, yeah.
Okay. And Andre Fialo. Now, I had picked... Oh, and my pick for the fight, the previous fight, was Saeed. But I don't think I definitely didn't have him winning that quickly. Even though I really like Cody, but I think Cody gets cut. This next fight I had Fialo picked for the win. And round one went as I predicted. I thought Fialo was going to come in with good distance control, good pressure, and great boxing. And that's what happened. Went back to the corners. Fialo's corner said, keep doing what you're doing. What we didn't know is that Pereira we didn't know that Pereira had another gear. And he switched it up, went a gear higher, came back, and was like, and Fialo just could not. He got hurt a couple times. He got scared, and he got outpaced, and just was, he stayed in the fight, but he was always a step behind. And my problem with Pereira with Michel, I don't like the way his style is so disjointed. If he were able to do the big, dynamic, exciting stuff that he does and tie it into good, solid fundamentals and an actual game plan, he would be something phenomenal. But right now, I think he's just a circus act, and I think the end is nigh for him. I think someone is going to take a page from Fialo, put the basics together, put the fundamentals together, tie it in with distance control, aggression, and fundamentals, and KTFO.
I agree 100%. Wow. Great breakdown.
Word for word, my
Yes, coach. That's right. That's why you're the coach.
Okay. So, next fight was Brandon Moreno and Figgy. I had picked Moreno. I think I picked him by decision. I don't remember. My picks don't matter anyway. But what I will say is the judges got this wrong.
Whoa.
Originally, when I watched, I was like, okay, they got it wrong, but they didn't, it was such a close fight, blah, 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 blah. Here's the thing. if you're a judge and you're watching, what you have to watch is effective striking. And part of effective striking is acting, believe it or not. Every time, I mean, Moreno got clocked, dropped, and still was in the fight. Started grappling right away, and then you're like, well, was he really hurt? Now, yeah, he was really hurt, and he just kept his composure. Where Figgy would just get jabbed and run the fuck away, close his eyes, and you should be penalized heavily by a judge for that shit. And he did it the entire fight. So if we look at, okay, the numbers, Brandon was way ahead on the significant strikes. Okay, well, what about the damage and he dropped okay, yeah, we can kind of give Figgy, yeah, he hit harder, he dropped him a couple times, but overall, if you're watching how it played out, Moreno won that fight. Anyway, we all agree the fourth fight needs to happen in Mexico City.
See.
Yes.
Yeah, that's money right there. See.
Last fight, I had picked Cyril Gane. I think round 3 by rear naked choke. It might have been round 4 by rear naked choke. I don't know.
It was one of the two, yeah, for sure.
It was 3. I watched
3. Oh, wow. Thank you. So my prediction for that fight was that Ngannou was going to get gassed out. The striking went very much like I thought it would, where Gane is just more technical. People are saying that Lewis actually hits harder. I don't know why my computer keeps doing this.
No, but you're on. You're on.
I'm on? Okay.
Yeah, you're
yeah,
good.
It keeps glitching on me. People are saying that Derek Lewis actually hits harder in reality than Ngannou. And that's Curtis Blades, who's been knocked out by both of them.
Do you know who I think actually hits harder than any of the names you brought up? Do you? You can answer it. Oh, you? You hit harder?
Definitely a possibility.
Probably. And I'm only measuring this based on that punch machine they have at the Fox Studios.
Yeah.
Which obviously who knows how accurate that is, but the current record at the time was Jeremy Stevens.
Okay. Yeah, see, the problem with that is that
I don't know, man. Yeah, power is crazy. So
well, and what that machine actually measures is the angular velocity of the bag. That is not the same thing as impact or impulse. So it's a metric of something, but angular velocity can be manipulated by the angle of the strike.
And,
so
the way the guy getting hit could be circling left into the big right.
Oh,
like
absolutely. I'm actually just talking about the game with the
yeah,
balloon.
no, I know, but I'm saying like the accuracy of that measurement as a power device versus what actually appears in a real fight. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, it's and even the power cube at the Performance Institute, it's better, but then it's not real. It's a guesstimation of a fixed object that you can then that doesn't take into account a moving target, skill, etc. So we really don't, the fight community, boxing, kickboxing, MMA, we don't really have a reliable way of measuring striking power. KO is still our best metric. And Derek Lewis has the most KOs. And guys actually saying, "Oh, this guy fucked me up, that guy fucked me up, but this guy fucked me up more." So the striking played out very much like I expected it to, where once you get over the shell shock of just that kind of raw power coming at you, and you stay composed, you're able to defuse that power with good skill, good boxing, good range control, proper defense, head movement. There's a lot of tools that you can utilize. And as Ngannou has shown in the past, he gasses out quickly and easily, which is it's kind of amazing to me that that's still happening. But then again, it kind of isn't. Just because I've heard talk about what kind of work ethic he does or doesn't have. To change your capacity takes so much work. And when you've got an atomic bomb that all you have to do is land it once and you're the champion, you're not going to work that hard. In the current situation, I support Ngannou. I think I'm always pro athlete. I'm always pro athlete getting paid more, having better contracts. There may be some exceptions in boxing. Go ahead.
Doesn't this contribute? This falls under the Ali Act, though, no, right? Because it's a completely different sport.
Yes.
Okay, so, I mean, in layman's terms, if you have a contract with, like, let's say baseball, and you're discussing a contract with another sport, you aren't technically in breach of contract, and that's the base understanding that I have of it.
So I'm not fluent enough to speak on it, honestly. I think that is one argument that that Ngannou's manager, who has insider information because he used to work for the UFC and understands. But here's the thing: the way the UFC is structured is illegal. Period. That's not in debate. That's not an opinion. It's illegal.
That's fucking illegal.
That's fucking illegal. However, the process of enforcing any of those laws, we have antitrust laws, and we have regulations for sports, and it's clearly in violation of several antitrust laws, but they have to be enforced. And when you have multi-billion-dollar corporations, things don't. I mean, look at Pfizer. Things don't get enforced. So, anyway, all that being said, and I've actually said too much, because if the wrong or right people see this, I could be out of a job. But my position is almost always pro athlete. Kickboxing, MMA, the athletes don't make enough. Boxing, many of them don't make enough. There are a few outliers that do make enough. But for the most part, if an athlete is saying, you should pay me more, they're usually right.
Ally Quinta.
So the other thing, fuck you, pay me. With the Ngannou and Cyril Gane fight, the striking went the way I thought it would. But what shocked me was the white and blue belt jiu-jitsu that we witnessed for the last two rounds.
Yeah.
It was just two really big, strong, muscular dudes that are really not very good. And Gane, I would classify as about a blue belt. Francis is still a white belt, but Francis had a significant weight and strength advantage. And when he was on top, Gane wasn't good enough to sweep, reverse. And then Gane made a huge technical error in going for that heel hook that he didn't have secured and sacrifice position. He would have done much better maintaining top control and gassing Ngannou out and going from there and making Ngannou get back up on the feet, and then speed kills. But it's a crazy fight, and it kind of speaks to the heavyweight division, I think. So I used to say that the light heavyweight division was Swiss cheese because were holes all through it. Like, oh, this guy's really good at this, but not so good at this, not so good at this. And then you had John Jones at the top, slowly declining in his abilities. Both the heavyweight and the light heavyweight are Swiss cheese, but I think the heavyweight division is seriously lacking skill. And that is going to be the next evolution or revolution in the sport. And Gane is going to lead that. But if you look at the heavyweight division, when Brock Lesnar came on the scene, he changed the heavyweight division. He showed that, yeah, you got to be big and strong, but you also need to be athletic. And then we started getting more and more athletic heavyweights. And part of the problem with the heavyweight division is the weight class itself. 226 to 265. Are you fucking kidding me? The difference between Gane and Ngannou, which was only 40 pounds difference, but can you imagine 60 pounds difference?
Yeah, I agree.
You know, and you can cut weight to come down to 265 and then go up to 285, 295.
Yeah,
you know?
Lesnar was coming in at 290.
Right?
Yeah.
So in MMA, we need more weight classes, and we need better regulation on weight cutting and weight procedures. Will that ever happen? It's going to happen. Is it going to happen anytime soon? Probably not.
No. I'm with you on. I'm with you on that, 100%. Especially right now, how the division itself. It's. I mean, look what we have. I mean, look at our top. You know, Miocic 2, Lewis 3, Curtis Blades at 4. You know, Volkov at 5. I mean, or there's Agile, how you mentioned.
I don't even know how Walt Harris is number 14. That's me. I'd have to. That doesn't sound proper to me, but it's been a minute since I've seen him fight.
And then you know, Tsubasa as well, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Ty's doing the damn thing though. I mean, I don't know about skill level, but the guy's got beautiful.
We love
power.
him.
Love him.
We love him.
He's a traditional heavyweight. He's like Cabbage. He reminds me of the Dark Age heavyweight fighters, where like Cabbage, like Justin Eilers, Brandon Vera. Okay, I take that back. Brandon Vera had mad skill.
Yeah,
but just big dudes that relied on the big power, the one shots, which I do.
And they fucking love, and they love to fight. Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, we fighting tonight? Cool. Oh, that's where we're doing it. Cool. All right."
These are all the bastard children of Tank Gabbin, man. It's the bar brawlers that are back.
Yeah, and man, there should almost, do you guys remember? And I might be dating myself, but they used to have jeans, and one of the sizes of the jeans were husky, where you'd have
It was. Yeah,
I'm that fucking old. Yeah,
no, it was a husky. How do I know that? My dad. That's how I know. Rest in peace, but that's how I know. My dad, his weight's a 44. Yeah, he was a husky.
So you have regular, you have exercise, you have husky, you have slim, and they should do some shit like that with weight classes. I think they should have a fat boy division in all the weight classes.
Yeah,
like short and fat. Okay.
Would that be like measured by like if you're 170 but you're above 14% body fat, you're in that division or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I think there should be like short and fat. Like
so Nate Diaz is finally gonna get a belt.
Oh man, that's funny, man.
Okay. Cool. So I think we wrap that up. I picked Gane to win. He didn't. Kind of embarrassing. Kind of weird. But yeah, to see the heavyweight title decided by blue belt jiu-jitsu was just kind of like, okay, this is what we're watching.
That was like Frank Mir knocking out Crow Cop with the standing
Oh.
up version.
Oh,
Like the kickboxing version of that was a white belt in striking versus a black belt.
Oh.
But I know what you're saying. It's ironic. It's funny. I don't know if Ngannou again game planned for that as a backup, or if that's just what he was like. Fuck it, let's go for it.
I think it was I think what happened, and this is just my speculation. Gon initiated the grappling in the earlier round, and Ngannou felt, I'm way stronger than this guy.
Yeah,
I
think he was.
And he also, from experience and sparring with him, he knew I'm not going to touch this dude. I'm not going to be able to get that hammer on him because I just can't. He's just faster and his angles are cleaner and he's just that much better. Boosh!
Dude, that takedown was so loud.
And that fucking, it was like, was it DC that was like, that's a WWE body slam right there.
You got whoever went to WWE, that's his finisher right there. I love how much of a mark that guy is because he just doesn't give a fuck. He's like, I watch pro wrestling, I don't give a shit.
One thing I want to add, what happened with Don Fry, man? What happened? What did he do?
He's working the drive-thru in a McDonald's right now.
Oh,
what happened?
For a while. Wait, did something happen at this event with Don Fry?
Yeah, he was in attendance, wasn't he?
Oh, I must have missed that.
Yeah, I was reading about it. I was reading about it. Don Fry was in attendance of 270. I guess he got drunk and got an altercation with a fan. I don't know if he punched him or not. I don't know if that.
That sounds like Don Fry.
Sounds like it.
I don't know. He sporadically shows up on the Rogan podcast. Sounds like throat cancer, and I love listening to him. So
he did have throat cancer. He did have cancer, right? He did have throat cancer.
Well, that might explain it then.
Yeah.
He shows up in movies randomly. He randomly plays like a cowboy henchman.
Yeah.
So like, keep an eye out.
He made good money in the commercials back in his day. So
yeah,
good for that
guy, man. The fucking American flag, blue skivvies all over Pride, man. That was the shit.
Yeah, and before that, Tank Abbott was Freddie Mercury calling Don Fry Freddie Mercury
in the ring too, or when he was on the commentary, UFC like speaks. I do remember all of that because I know that somebody was calling him Tom Selleck too.
Yeah,
it's like it was Don Fry versus Dan Severn. It was the battle of the mustaches. Goddamn, we are old.
Let them know what we got next coming up soon.
This fight's coming fast. I feel like this fight was announced a lot sooner to the event than most fights are. Usually you have like 4 to 6 months of a fight announcement between it and the fight. This was rumored, obviously always to happen, but they finally made the announcement at officially, I think, UFC 270, and we're like, oh, in less than a month, this main event's happening. So, yeah, we'll talk about what's going to happen during that fight, but I, in short, don't think it's going to be any different than the first time. Love Bobby Knuckles, but Adesanya is just a foul bender for a reason. So we will discuss that the Monday before the event. I appreciate everybody watching. This was fun. I love doing this. I can't get enough of it, man. I don't even hate being wrong. You know, that's how much fun I have doing this. So I appreciate you guys coming in, everybody watching live. Ivan, tell people what they got going on.
Well, don't forget to subscribe to Championship on the Line podcast as they're in every Friday on YouTube and on Spreaker and all audio platforms. Catch them if they have not only just pro wrestling interviews, MMA interviews, and boxing interviews they have. Such good shit. Tell them, Pat Madison Payne, tell them. What's coming for you?
Yeah, this Friday we got a new episode. We got wrestler Hellman Rosecrown. It's gonna be on the pod, so tune in for that. And every Friday we'll do a new episode. So yeah, subscribe.
That's right. And also do not forget, you have to follow this man. He's the legend. He's the legendary himself. The coach. Follow Coach Rage all over his social media platforms. And let them know what you got going on, Coach.
At the moment, I don't have a whole lot going on. Training fighters and kicking some ass. Find me on Instagram, THE Rage Ing. My last name is Ing, spelled NG. 2 letters. That's it. This right here, this is a symbol for engage your rage. Ire. This is an I. This is an R. Ire.
Nice.
Nice.
There we go. I look like yeah, there we go. Got it. Sort of. I have tiny hands, so appreciate everybody coming in, watching the live stream. You guys have a good night.
Flashing gang signs and fuck.
On that note.